Alright guys, so along with everything else that has happened for both versions of Dokkan, JP also got an update last night, a pretty big one that changed a lot of things, and I actually saw made a lot of people sort of angry, because the box, like when you head into the character box, like things are a lot different. Like clicking on the little screen at the bottom here, which kind of has the sorting, the whole screen just looks different. So a lot of people were upset, a lot of people were confused. I do kind of want to go over a lot of the changes that were brought by the update last night. It'll take, I think, a couple days probably to get used to, but afterwards, I do think what they did here is probably for the better. It'll be a lot more easier to organize through your box, to sort through it. The ability to put labels on your units is going to be very nice, and then like actually looking at the units and stuff like that. So let's try and go over all of the updates, right? So the first thing is, at the bottom of the screen, it does kind of highlight a little bit when we're actually sort of moving through, right? So we have this little like lime green sort of thing on the actual tile there, which is nice. Now, if we go to a card here, let me go to like an actually good card. Okay, here. So we'll go to LR Super Saiyan Vegeta right here. So on LR Vegeta, we see we've got this little button, which allows us to do all sorts of things, right? So we can now see, how to awaken these units. I think if you hold... Okay, so we can hold down on the card. That'll show us the previous card. And then it's like if we hit the... Yeah, there we go. We hit the actual unit, we can see all the medals that it takes to awaken all these. So see, there's the TUR medals it takes. And then there is, of course, the medals it takes to awaken to an LR, right? So we can do all sorts of things just from the actual character itself. Which is funny, because Legends did just have an update like this too, didn't they? Now, I believe this right here, this is for training. So, if you click a card, you could just go train them right from right there, which is very nice. Right here, I believe this is the Dokkan Awakening. So if the unit can Dokkan Awaken, you could do it right there. And then this one right here will take you to the Hidden Potential system. So you can go ahead and give them orbs or whatnot. So, we do have just these kind of small quality of life upgrades that really build up over time. Dokkan, the interface and everything in the game just look a whole lot different compared to the way it looked, even 1 year ago. Like, the game looks completely different. You can see it in old, Dokkan videos and stuff. It looks like they also changed up this little icon up here, the lock icon. I don't really know why they did that, but they did, so that's fine. I don't really have any sort of issue with this. Now, one thing I did see that was kind of bothering a lot of people is they did take out the fast scrolling. So notice how we can't do the fast scrolling anymore. The reason for this is because they've added this little sidebar, which actually moves a lot faster than that little fast scroll down there. We used to be able to hit the top and get up there. Now we just grab the little thing. Okay, well, that's actually kind of hard to get on. There we go, to get it to appear. But there we go. We just have this little sidebar to quickly move up and down. Obviously, they made a lot of these additions to Dokkan here because it's starting to get to the point where there's just so many units around, right? Even in my box, I've got 600 units, and I don't really keep dupes or anything like that. Well, here's what I mean. So up here, this is the same sort of navigation that we've always had. One reason I'm sure this update will be difficult for people is, of course, a lot of people don't read and understand Japanese, right? I can't read Japanese, but I know what a lot of these buttons do just because I play Dokkan so much. This one right here will sort by attack, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then if we go back up, in order for that first one to apply, you do actually have to click OK twice. Come back to this screen. Now we'll go back and sort by level, which a lot of times is a way I do like to kind of sort my box. And then if we move all the way down here, you can see just all the stuff that isn't really... these are just dupes for Super Strikes and stuff I'm eventually going to feed in, but I don't really keep I've pulled 30 Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas or whatever. I don't hang on to those. I just bobba them. I've bobbed a ton of LR Majin Vegetas, all those types of cards, but even so, I'm still at 600 in the box. So as they release these updates, the Heroes banner is going to have 7 new cards, plus we're also going to have the brand new Gohan and Videl card. These add up over time. There's so many free-to-play units nowadays. Like here, let's go ahead and sort by, you know, the most recent additions to the box, right? So we got, you know, the TUR Vegeta I decided to keep. He's solid. You guys can feel free to farm him up. But look at all these free-to-play units down here. Pasta, LR Goku, the Metal Cooler, the 5-type Metal Coolers, the Robot, LR Vegeta, then we got the Gotenks. That Tien is a World Tournament card. He's technically free-to-play. That Goku and the Super Buu are technically free-to-play. Then we have the Hit free-to-play, the Tech Supreme Kai free-to-play, and then Western STR Supreme Kai also free-to-play. Like, Dokkan is handing out so many free-to-play units nowadays that, you know, they obviously decided they wanted to do some sort of difference to make it easier to sort through the box. If you guys remember, there was that survey which was asking us how they wanted to improve the game. I presume a lot of JP players must have said in that survey that they wanted easier navigation through the box, because that's mainly what this is. Now, we also have those labels up there. We'll get to those in 1 second, but since I was mentioning the free-to-play, let's go ahead and talk about this Giru thing up here. Now, if we click this, boom, it's going to take us to this screen. Now, you guys are going to notice one thing for me, and that's that there's nothing here. All right, now, if you guys click this, what's more than likely to happen is you're going to see units. Units that you either don't have that can be farmed, such as, I don't know, Kid Gohan, right? Like, here, let me actually head to the news right now so I can show you guys what it looks like. I am, you know, a big, I'm, like, obsessed with Dokkan. Y'all know this, right? So, like, I have every unit farmed. I have every unit in my box awakened, every unit in my box SA10. So that screen doesn't really do anything for me. But it's going to be very good for many new players, because it will show you, for example, it'll show you this Kid Gohan if you don't have him, you know, farmed up. And it'll say, you can go farm this Kid Gohan from this event right there. You can click the button, and then it'll actually take you to that event, so you can go ahead and go farm him. Is that all it shows in the news? Yeah, it is. Now, outside of farmable units, it also shows you units that you still need to awaken. So, like, let's say I have... Here, let's go back over to my box. Let's say I have, I don't know, this Piccolo right here. You know, but we had him only at an SSR. He still needed to be awakened. So he would pop up in that little tab. And then if we clicked on him, it would then be able to take us to the Metal Cooler Dokkan event. So we can grind up the metals needed to awaken him, and it'll take you right there. So it's going to be very useful. Now, the units that will show up here will definitely be determined by what day it is. So, you know, Metal Cooler's Dokkan event obviously would be on Mondays, AGL day. Let's say instead that you have to grind up the Tech First Form Frieza, the Transforming Frieza. He might not show up here on a Monday, but then once it rolls around to Tuesday, if you don't have the Tech Frieza Dokkan Awakened, he would be right there. And then if you clicked it, it would be able to take you to his Dokkan event, you know, so you could then grind up his medals. So again, this is going to be very, very helpful for new players. Players who have not played Dokkan before. This is the type of thing that's really going to help, you know, new players, like, figure out what units are really good, Dokkan medals, all that types of stuff. So they are making the game a little bit more accessible to players, which is really nice. See here, we can even see, like, you know, you could check the pre-Dokkan Awakening form, the post-Dokkan Awakening form. I know there's also a button that allows you to test out their super attacks in this screen, because I saw someone said a good update for Dokkan would be to put a button on every character, and, like, we would just be able to click it and see their super attack. Like, I don't know, like, we could scroll down and there'd be a button down there. That sounds really cool to me. They sort of did that for that little screen. I do think that's another update they could eventually give us. Right here on the box, at some point, like, everything is pretty much all filled up now, because we have that button. You know, this button is for transformation characters. And we also have these buttons down here, which correlate to the labels. We will go ahead and start talking about that now, I guess, because we've pretty much gone over a lot of the other stuff. I do want to talk about the labels last. Okay, so let me hop into a Dokkan event real quick. I do want to show you guys something. Well, not a Dokkan event, but we'll just hop into this little story section. We're going to complete the stage, and then I'm going to show you guys something. So, if you guys remember, the way this sorting system would work is, like, everything will be highlighted, right? the difference with Dokkan now is when you turn the game on, everything starts off blank like this. So they make it easier for you. When everything is off, it's showing you all the available options, right? So it's a lot easier to just decide, you know what? Let's go ahead and rock a Super Tech Universe 7 team led by LR Goku and Frieza. Boom, right there. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump in. We'll knock down this event. Now, if you guys remember what would happen after that, after we completed the event and we would, let's say I want to go ahead and grind up rank right now. When I would try and enter into the event again, that little friend searching system, they would all be filled up and I would have to, clear it and then like manually search for what I was looking for again. Well, now there's a difference actually. Now, it saves your last selection until you reset the app. So until I do a different selection or turn Dokkan off, it's going to keep the two things I selected, which was Tech and Super types. Both of those are going to remain there. So again, if I wanted to go into a heavy grinding session to try and build up my rank, I would be able to quickly just cycle through, boom, jump right in the story events and then move very fast, because no longer do I have to really spend a lot of time searching through my friends list to try and find good friends. Now they're going to be able to pop right up because it's saving everything. So I know people have had trouble with the last deck feature. I think the last deck feature is really going to be nice now because it also saves your friend list sorting. So you combine this saving the friend list sorting with the last deck feature, and now things are going to be really nice for a lot of people. One last thing I do want to mention, the last deck feature, it only saves the team if you complete the stage, by the way. If you back out of the stage, it does not complete, your last deck feature. But like, see, boom. We jumped in, and this is all we see. LR Goku and Frieza's. Here's why. Boom. It's still keeping the exact same selection we have made before. And then, boom, the last deck feature will allow us to easily select the Universe 7 team. So I could just go on a roll. Boom, boom, boom. Knock these stages out one after another, thanks to that update right there. I do like that. That's a good one. So, the last thing we have is we do have this label system. Now, again, when you turn Dokkan on, it will look like this right here. Here, let me also... No, that's not category. Okay, so it'll look like this right here. Boom. So, nothing is selected, so it does show everything because of that. And then at that point, let's say we wanted to, I don't know, easily search for my Super Tech units. Or, well, Super Int. I was going to say Super Int. But the middle one is Int. That's Super. Boom. So it'll bring all those up. And then we can go ahead and, I don't know, sort it. Let's sort it by attack, and then we'll sort it by... type, so then that will kind of neatly arrange everything. The other thing they did too is you can change it either ascending or descending. So if we do this right there, boom, it'll flip, and then we get the the good cards at the top. One interesting thing I noticed too, before when I would I think the best sorting method is to go attack and then type, because it will neatly sort all of your units by typings, right? So what we have here is these are the units with the highest attack, sort of, and int type units sort of in a row, right? So it goes attack and then int. So we can kind of see, like, boom, the strongest units are on the top left, and then it just sort of moves down to weaker units. That's why I do like sorting it in that way. It used to actually put villains first, but now they put hero cards first, which is really weird. Here, let me go ahead and pop that one as well, and we can see that now villain cards actually come second, because see, there we go. LR Bojack has the highest attack, then LR Super Saiyan Vegeta, Int Janemba, moving on and on and on. And then down here, just has kind of the random assortment of units that are not Z-Awakened or anything. So that's kind of how that little sorting system will go. Now, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's take a look at the label system, which is kind of the newest thing. So here, let me actually go boom. And then I'll go by this one right here. Bam. So this should be, yep, the newest right there. Boom. Okay. So let's move over here. So these labels, right? What these labels are actually going to do here is they are going to show us, like, we can create anything we want, right? So here's the first one I've got. This is Rainbow here. I actually want to go like that. Boom. Okay. So with this first label that I did, was I selected all of the units I have that are rainbow, so it put them into this section of the box right here. So all of these units are rainbow starred. As you guys can see, I've got 149 as of right now. Now, we can easily add more units to the label with this one right here. So let's say, you know, the Dragon Ball Heroes banner comes out later tonight. I'll definitely rainbow Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So, you know, once I have him rainbowed and I want to keep him in the, you know, the rainbow sorting, I could just go ahead and select any unit I want. Boom, it'll add it right there, and then I could just deselect them and it'll get rid of them. That's kind of how I can add units to this rainbow tag. Another one I saw that was very interesting was someone did actually create a free-to-play tag. So maybe you want to sort all your free-to-play units so you can, you know, quickly kind of look at them and realize which ones are free-to-play and stuff. So we can go ahead and do that. Here's the thing, too. Some of the searching and stuff that is available is going to be a little difficult for us non-Japanese speaking players, because I'll show why in a second, but the game is still registering all this in Japanese, even though it brings up your keyboard, right? So, alright, so I named this second section right here free-to-play. So now we can go through and let's go ahead and add in any free-to-play units here. So that TUR Vegeta, he's a free-to-play unit. Pasta, that Goku, free-to-play. All of these free-to-play units. So later on, you know, when I'm maybe like building teams or something, or maybe I want to do like a, you know, how to beat this event with a free-to-play team, can easily just sort of look at all the free-to-play units that are there and then just, you know, sort of build teams that way. So it can be very useful to sort of use these filters to build like different labels and stuff. Now, they only give you, what, 7 of these? So there's not that many. It's not like you could do a Goku label, a Vegeta label, a Gohan, and do every single character. It's not going to work like that since you've only got 7. But, you know, if you want to just put your favorite units into a label, you can do that. I think you can also click this one right here and then just jump to any of the ones that you want. Like, boom, that'll take us to free to play. Here, we'll go ahead and click the rainbow one. That'll take us right over there, right? So the label system is something to play around with. However you want to sort them, you can. I'm sure eventually they might add more of these options so we can actually create more labels to kind of sort characters. Then there's also this search option right here, right? So now like this, we can search for any unit we want. If we try and put Super Saiyan, let's just put Super Saiyan in here, and we'll go ahead and see how nothing pops up. Because, you know, the characters' names are written in Japanese. Now, I know if we did SS, that actually would bring up a lot of units, because the Super Saiyan Blue, you know, they have the little SS in the name right there. Boom, right there, just like that. So we can kind of see that pop up easily. But for the most part, I don't think this is going to be very useful for any people playing Japanese Dokkan that don't speak, or like, well, not really speak, but read and write Japanese. This is not really going to be a great thing for us. We can sort by GT though, so hey, there we go. There's, you know, the cards that have GT in their name and stuff like that. But there we go, guys. There's sort of all the different upgrades and changes, you know, that this update made. I do like it. Again, I think a lot of people are not going to like change, but this is all good. It's just going to take a little getting used to. Like, you know, boom, as soon as you click this and you have all this stuff here, it's just a lot, you know, it's like, it looks a lot different than it used to, but it's really not as bad as all that. You can also turn the labels off, by the way. You just click off and the little thing at the top goes away. I do prefer having that up there. And again, I probably will actually fill in this free-to-play section right there, which we just created. And then, of course, I do have the rainbow one. Those are really the only two ones I can think of that mean too much to me right now. Because, again, like, I feel like sorting by attack and then type, that's good enough for me to sort of see, like, you know, all of the strongest units, like, in a row. Like that, it's very easy to build teams like this, I feel like. So, there we go, guys. That, again, should cover just about everything. The little Giru option will be very useful for new players. Oh, okay, it's actually a brand new day right here. Okay. For a second, I was like, why did the news pop up? That was a little weird. Here, okay, so we'll finish up the video. Oh, the login bonus. The login bonus just popped up with Supreme Kai of Time. Shout out to her. So we'll go ahead and take a look. There's an Elder Kai on the 23rd. Okay. Any other Elder Kais? No, but we do have some other orbs. All right, very good, very good, very good. So I'm on day 519, so still about halfway to go until I get 1000 day Goku. But there you go, guys. I feel like this, you know, kind of should have went over a lot of the details of the update. Again, it might be a little difficult to navigate through at first, especially if you don't have some of these sorting options memorized like I do. But, you know, just repetition, kind of move through things slowly, and you'll be fine. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you got any questions, feel free to put it in the comments. I'll definitely make sure to really be scanning this one thoroughly. And I will see y'all in the next one.